Hi everybody and welcome to our Sunday afternoon live, or Sunday morning live, or Sunday, oh I've still got volume on here, goodbye, get rid of her, croaky old mare, shouting in my ear hole. Easier done now, my iPad is just right here and I can see what everybody's saying to me. Judy says, hubby's just bought me a plate of little pigs in a blanket to have with my coffee. We've got a kitty in a blanket. Does that count? Anyway, look, we've got things to do, loads to do. It's the Sunday the 8th of August, in case you didn't know, and it's our roller prompt. And we rolled these yesterday. Those of you that were on the live yesterday will have seen me rolling these. An envelope, yellow, music paper, fussy cut, brads, and nature. Well, for nature, I've sort of cut that down into flowers. I haven't got anything else that is naturified, just flowers. But they are nature, aren't they? Especially if you're using wildflowers, I think. I don't know. Anyway, that's what I'm doing. So, somebody asked me on the group about these backgrounds that I did and how I did them, etc. So, because we need some for today's live, in yellow, because that's our colour, I'll show you right now what I did. It's just going to be brief and I'm just doing one little piece in yellow. So that's how we're going to kick off today. So I have got a board and I've got the board covered in Reynolds freezer paper. For those of you in the States, I think you're quite familiar with this. I used to use it back in the day when I was patchworking, putting appliques on, that sort of thing. It's great stuff actually, it has loads of uses. And also it's good butcher paper, so yeah, it has lots of uses. Now I've cut myself just a tiny little bit of watercolour card. I'm hoping it's watercolour card. Time will tell. And somehow managed to have got something on there. So all that I'm going to do is, I've looked at all my yellows, and yellow's not a colour I have a great deal of, I don't use it very often, but I've got antique linen, antique linen, which is very, very pale yellow. I've got my new eyes ink dye in Aurora. I've got a Distress Oxide in Fossilised Amber, and I've got this one, but I think it's a bit orange. I don't want it taken over with orange. So I'll try these. I didn't use Distress Oxide in the ones I'd done previously. I just used the ink. So I don't know. Distress Oxide does work very differently with water. So I might leave that out just for the time being and see how I go with just these two. So all I'm going to do is just smoosh it on the freezer paper. And the freezer paper makes it go into... show you in a sec.
Just move to the left slightly, just behind your own head.
Behind my own head. So I'm just smooshing this colour down fairly randomly, and I'm gonna, well, I'll add some water then I'll show you. I've still got my this thing that doesn't work properly. Right, so let me see if you can see. Yeah, you can see there that I think that it's gone into like bubbles, sort of. Yeah, it's beaded. It's pulling away from the freezer paper, and that seems to give a much better result. So right, I'm going to take my watercolour card and I'm just literally going to dip it into there. Like that. Could stand a little bit more, I think. Okay, so I'm going to leave that like that and dry it, because if I don't dry it, it's just going to carry on getting smooshed. It's not going to retain that lovely shape that it's got there now. So I'll just dry this off quite quickly. It doesn't take very long to dry because there's not a whole heck of a lot of ink on there. And your paper will bend, don't worry about that. If you're really worried about it, afterwards either shove it through your laminator or put it through your die cut machine, whatever, But to be honest, mine straightened themselves out because I was doing the same on the backside. I was doing it backside. Nice to see you back with us, Mike. I'm glad you're in one piece, home safe and sound, and you can control Jen because, she was uncontrollable yesterday, Mike, uncontrollable. And that Judy, she's another one. Troublemakers. Right, so I'm just going to dip in again, see what I get this time. Haven't got a whole lot of ink on there, so I'm probably going to have another smoosh at some stage. Smoosh, it's a lovely word, isn't it? So there, you can see I've got more texture, as it were, coming through. And I'll just dry that and then I'll put some more ink down because I'm running out. I don't think the antique linen is having much of an effect, really. It's too light, it's being overpowered. But never mind, you can do this with just one colour anyway. Right, so I'll try some more of the antique linen, but I don't think much is happening with regards to it. And some of this. And just spray it. And you'll see it going all beady and beady and nice. So just dip that. See what we've got. Yeah, now you can see the sort of layers coming through. It's quite an exciting process actually. I quite like doing this. As you can tell, I've probably done so many lives on this in my life. But with this, the freezer paper is the game changer. If you haven't got freezer paper or whatever, if you've got a silicone messy mat or you know, something that like this, you know, greasy. Well, it's not greasy, is it? You know what I mean? Please say you know what I mean. So if you dry it all up, then the next layer won't interfere with the layer you've just put down and you'll get some interesting marks. Shall I try a little bit of fossilised amber? What's the worst that can happen? Oh, it's quite orange actually. That might have been the worst that could happen. Let's give it a go anyway. It probably will dull it down. Not necessarily what I want, but let's give it a try. Oh no, it's quite nice actually. And the more you pick it up and move it about, the more the colours get mixed together. I think I'm going to call that done actually. I quite like that. I'll dry that off and leave it like that. Yeah, Bobby's having his 2 penneth today. Usually has a lie-in on a Sunday, but he's afraid he's going to miss something with the cat. That's the problem. He's got fear of missing out. So I'm just going to dry this side and then I'm going to use this ink on the other side because I want it double-sided. Yeah, you can see the oxide is it's a duller. It's dulled it down instead of being really crystal clear colours. So my preference would actually be the ink over the oxide, but everyone has their own preferences. Oh, that's a nice start. And because of the, well, with either really, you can drip water onto them if you want to, and you get it'll leave drip marks, which could also be quite nice. So not the world's most scintillating of starts, I appreciate that, but these are lovely backgrounds. You know, if you want to stamp on them or whatever, they really are nice. Right, just need a little bit more ink. I'm going to use a little bit of this because I'm quite liked it, so just that much. This will probably see us done, I would imagine. There's only a tiny little bit of watercolour paper at the end of the day. I'm probably going to go into that again actually, because there's quite a bit of it here that looks like a wash rather more than what I'm trying to achieve. Got the company of the flies again today. There's a lot of horses round by us, and I wonder if they attract them actually, because we do seem to get quite a lot. Right, I'm just going to dip that bit into there where there's some nice bubbles. Yeah.
You like a roll call?
Roll call, yes.
Well, Kay Fisher's joined us again because she couldn't believe it was real yesterday.
Yeah, it's real.
Carol.
Carol.
Carol Vaughan.
Carol Vaughan. Hello, Carol. How are you doing?
Ros.
Hi, Roz. Hi, Jim.
Or Rose, as I like to call her.
You just call her that because you know it knocks her.
Kyung.
Hello, Kyung. Hope your finger's doing better. I miss your videos, so crack on.
Jen.
Hello, Jen.
Michelle.
Hello, Michelle.
Janya.
Hiya, Janya.
Kerry.
Hiya, Kerry.
Mike.
Hello, Mike. Glad you're back from your travels.
Fancy Nancy.
Fancy Nancy's back from her travels as well. Hello, Fancy. Good to have you.
Leslie.
Hiya, Leslie.
Violet.
Hello, lovely Violet.
Deborah.
Hello, Deborah.
Noella.
Hello, Noella.
Sharon.
Hi, Sharon.
Lorna.
Hello, Lorna. You're up early.
Erin.
Hello, Erin.
Connie.
Hiya, Connie.
Judy.
Hiya, Judy.
Shaz.
Hi, Shaz.
Jan.
Hi, Jan.
Tamira.
Hello, Tamira.
Zanet.
Hello, Zanet.
So everybody, I think unless I've missed you, I'm going to have missed somebody.
Wow, well done, everybody. Thanks so much for joining in with me today. Yes, we really are real. I know it takes a bit of believing because we're kind of a bit off the wall, but you know, that's just the way we roll. I like it when people say that. It's just the way I roll. So yeah, that I'm just going to dry that and that's done. And it's perhaps not quite as crystal clear as the other ones were because, as I say, I used the Distress Oxide, because that one you can see it's really, really vibrant. So yeah, you know, given the choice, I would use all Distress inks, not the oxides. But we've still got some nice patterning on there. It's still quite pretty. And it will do the job that I want it to do admirably, which I shall show you later. Right, so that's me finished with that. Let's slot it back in there. So that's that side, that's that side. They're okay, they're all right. So I'll just leave that there temporarily, get my Timmy towel out and wipe the ink off that. You can use this freezer paper for a good few times actually. You know, if you just spray it down with water, then get your Timmy towel, it comes up quite clean. So you can use it for several times on the go. Right, my next thing I was going to do is have a drink. Let's have a drink, shall we? Orange pop. Right, envelopes was the top thing on my list. This is what I'm making today. I'm making envelopes. And I am using this paper, which is out of that heirloom pack. Do you remember some months ago now, actually, we all had a mad craze on this heirloom pack, and I bought it. And I used quite a lot of it, and then it just got put in one of the drawers. You know the story. You put things away and you really like them, but you just completely forget you've got them. But today I was going through looking for something to make my envelopes with, and I came across the heirloom pad, and I thought, there must be something in there. So I've landed on this, which is quite grungy for me. This is not my normal way of going on. But anyway, I'm going with it. I'm going to go with it. And I have made up 2 envelopes already. It's one-sided, the heirloom pack. But that's not going to be a trouble to us today. So I've made up 2 envelopes on my envelope punch board, and I've left one just to show you how you go on. I'm very aware that some of you won't have envelope punch boards, and that's absolutely fine. You can make envelopes any old how. Take an existing envelope, tear it apart, use that as a template if you want to, or I'm sure that you have a hoard somewhere, a right stash somewhere of envelopes.
Sharon says hi.
Hi Sharon. So get your envelopes out and see if you can find 3 that are similar, at least 2 that are similar, 2 that are the same, and 1 can be the same or different. Right, so this tells me, let me just have a look at this. This tells me that I need, what was I doing, that one, yeah, I'm making 5 by 5.5 envelopes. I need my square of paper to be 8.5 by 8.5, and I need my first clunker at 4 1/8. So 4 1/8. So you line it up along here with the measurements, 4 1/8, like that. Make sure it's right square at the top. Clunk it, then you get, I always forget to take this out. Then you get the tool that comes with it, and you go up there. My one gripe with this envelope board is that it is made for right-handed people, and I find it quite difficult to actually get that groove because I'm left-handed. It would be easier if it was that way on. And then you turn it anti-clockwise, and you line this little pointer up with that groove that you've just scored in, clunk it, and then follow that. There's a groove here that you follow, so you follow that right up to that top into there, like that, anti-clockwise. Line your pointer up with the last score. I use this quite a lot, to be honest. I didn't buy it, it was gifted to me by Leanne. Thank you very much, Leanne. And I didn't think it was going to be something that I use that often, but I really do. I love it. Because you can make your envelopes out of absolutely any paper that you want. Last clunk, that's the 4th one, and then just score your line in there.
Jenny says clunker, she's going to use that word next time she uses a punch board.
Well, it is, isn't it? It's a clunk. Clunk. So now you can probably see better on that side. I've got scored lines all the way around, and I've got my flaps, 4 flaps. So the 2 that are on the least, I don't know how to say this, I've run out of words today. Hello words, come back. The 2 that are on the sides, they're the side. Let's just put it that way. Stop trying to look for words.
Square, so it doesn't really matter,
It's 5.5 by 5, so it does have a side to it. So that's the sides folded in, and then this bottom comes up. Now, I personally don't like this pointy bit there. I think it looks a bit amateurish. Can I say that and get away with it? Okay, so I'm just going to make a line where that crosses there and where that crosses there, and I'm just going to cut that off. What?
Cut the sucker off.
Cut the sucker off. So there we are, we've got that, and now you can see that's not exactly square. Not exactly. I've seriously got the shakes today, and I had a coffee just before I came on as well. So I'm sure it's not going to get any better. That's fine, that's better. Now on your envelope punch board, on the back of it, this is the bit that we normally clunk here, but on the back, if you put your top flap in there and clunk it, it rounds it off for you. Hey ho, who knew? That's just all the bits that have come out, so they can, well, could have gone in the bin, but I've got so much stuff resting on top of the bin. I think I'm going to have some tablets. This is ludicrous. I'm really shaking. I'm shaking like an alcoholic. Yeah, please. So let's glue this up. No, let's not glue this up. Let's leave that like that. It's made, but it's not glued up. I've got 2 of those, have I, that isn't glued up? No. I'll have 2, thanks. Let's go full steam ahead, shall we? Sorry about this, guys. Should have done all this medication stuff. That'll help. Right, where was I before I was rudely interrupted by the drug pusher? Yes, I have 3 envelopes. I've got 2 that are made up and glued up properly like envelopes, and 1 that's open that I haven't made up at all. And it's important that you do that. It's important you leave 1 that isn't done up. Right, I've been thinking about this. Both Mr. F and myself have been thinking about this morning, best way to do this. And what we've decided is the best way is to actually glue these flaps down. Right, so if my challenge hadn't been envelopes, I could have just made a couple of pockets, to be honest. But I didn't. I made envelopes, and I do need an envelope for the 3rd part of this. So I'm going to glue these down.
Choose an alternative way that you could put them in.
Like that.
The original idea.
Yeah, this was my original idea till Mr. F came up with something better. Put them in one inside the other, fold it over like we did with Easy Peasy. Square them up, fold that over, and then you've got 2 envelopes like that, which is great, but I want to use these as pockets, so I would have to put something over all of that anyway. So yeah, we've come up with a better idea anyway. So let's glue down the flap. So I'm just going all the way around the outside of that. And a squiggly line. And all the way around the inside of this, just so as anything that we put in doesn't sort of get stuck on anything really. Stick that down. Lovely, and same on to the oh, you're quiet today, girls. I can't hear any chat. And Mike, of course, and Jim.
Jen says Mike brought a few goodies back from his trip.
Did he now?
One being the bath bag from the aeroplane.
Oh, lovely.
Empty, of course, but it was free. LOL.
He's absolutely learning, isn't he? Absolutely learning. You have to look twice or 3 times at absolutely everything, don't you?
Yeah, maybe they have some free Timmy towels in the hotel.
Right, so now we've got our 2 envelopes and they are stuck shut. Okay? So with the back sides, it's hard to tell with this way, with the back sides facing me, what I'm going to do is, I've forgotten what we said. Yeah, I'm going to use a piece of the design paper, because I had to cut this at 8.5 by 8.5, and the piece itself was 12 by 12 because it was 12 by 12 pad. Great. So I'm just going to cut this at the same height as my envelope. And I actually think that these 2 envelopes are not quite the same height. Oh, the near is a near thing. So I'm just going to mark that there, and I'm just going to trim it on my little Timmy trimmer.
Jen says you need to put bath bag as one of your prompts.
Yeah, because only you could win then. Not that we have a competition, but you're the only person with one. Right, so I've cut that down there. That's now surplus, and I only need a little bit of this. You know, I don't want it encroaching onto the whole thing. So I'm going to cut it. See, that's about 1/2 inch over there. That's probably fine. Then a tiny little gap there, and then another 1/2 inch. So let's cut it at 1 inch and a tiny bit, shall we? an inch and a tiny bit. There we go. Right. I'll just put my trimmer away just for a second. So this, do I sound uncertain about what I'm doing? It's because I haven't had a dry run. So that's going to go like that. These are going to get stuck onto there, like that, and that will in effect be our hinge. It will, however, just be paper, just this design paper, and I'm always a bit dubious of just using design paper on its own because it doesn't have a great deal of inherent strength. So what I'm going to do is to get my Tyvek out and cut a little strip just to line that design paper, if you like. I'm all of a tither. Just going to use this. I'm just going to cut it out roughly at the moment. Thank you, Mr. F. That was being very naughty. Lovely, thanks. So I want this to be the same or slightly less, possibly, you know, doesn't matter, than this piece. So I'm actually just going to draw around it. You don't have to do this. You know, if you think that you're putting it in a journal and it's probably only going to get opened once when somebody looks through it, then don't bother, you know what I mean? It's not worth it. But I just like the idea that it's going to go on for a while, you know, and you've added a bit of strength to it. Well, I can tell you that Kitty Cat's doing rather well. He is very lively. Oddly, he's really using his litter tray. He's used it from the very first night we had him. I can't believe it. And he's got a little cardboard box that's got a nice crocheted blanket in it. He's doing rather well. And he goes into there for a sleep when he gets tired. He's got toys dangling from the roof of his playpen that he bats around and whatever. And the dog still, he doesn't know what to make of him. He absolutely does not know what to do. He sort of sits there sideways on, the cat's kind of here, and like, I'm not looking, and then he sort of looks and then looks back really quickly in case the cat catches him looking, like it's going to make any difference. It's hysterical to watch them. However, right, so I'm going to stick that on there, and then I'm going to ink that Tyvek. Tell you, my words have deserted me today. They've deserted me. Jen, the update on the decoupage with the glue stick, it's stuck really well. I can't see any bits where it's lifting or anything. And the buttons that are stuck on with the art glitter glue are really, really stuck. They're stuck very well. So, yeah, my recommendation is art glitter glue is a grand glue, and I like it a lot, although it does get stuck. Right, let's put this bit of Tyvek on here, which will just support that hinge a little bit. It's just sticking out a bit and I don't like that, so I'm just going to trim that up. There might be some interesting news for you guys. No, I'm not pregnant. And no, we're not getting married either, for that matter. Well, not that I know of. I mean, if Mr. F's organised it, I'll go along, of course. But there may be some interesting news with regards to our lovely Kay Fisher. Her and I are going to get our heads together and come up with something exciting for you. So that'll be good, won't it? Right, so there is my hinge. Right, I'm going to fold that in half. No, I'm going to ink it first. It's easier to ink it when it's not in half. Where's my Dewberry? I'll do, just get an inking board, because you might see the inside of this hinge and it'd look horrible if it was white. So it doesn't matter in what fashion you ink it, as long as you ink it. Tyvek now take ink funny. So it sucks it off your sponge. Right, I think that'll be fine. You're only going to see the most minuscule amount. Right, there we go. Let's wipe that board. And now we can fold it in half. So I could get my scoreboard out, but I'm just going to fold this in half because, to be honest, it really doesn't matter how accurate it is. Some of it's going on the front, some of it's going on the back. That's all there is to it. So right, there we go. So let's get our envelopes out again. Here we are. This is the flap side there, and this is just going to get stuck onto there, just leaving a little bit. Don't stick it right up to the fold. Don't know if you can see that, but just leave a little bit of a gap like that. Okay, so I think I'll put the glue on here rather more than the envelope, because I might go too wide on the envelope. There we go. So offer that up, just leave a little bit of a space like that, press that down. Marvellous. Now let's do the other side. What's everybody saying, Mr. F? I can't see.
They're telling me that I should put a ring on it.
Put a ring on it? That's novel.
With you being pregnant or getting married. You raised the subject, not me.
Oh. Getting the pin in your glue when you've got the wobbles, it's not easy, but that doesn't matter. Right, so this is my flap here that we stuck down last. So I'm just going to offer this up, same thing, leave a little gap. So you can see the size of the gap that I've left there. It's not big. Let's just make sure that that looks okay before I give it its final stick down. That looks better like that. Okay, let's stick that. So there we go. And there we go. So I have got a hinge. It is made of the same paper as the design paper, but it does look a bit clumpy, really, to be honest. So I'm going to put some lace over it. You can see these envelopes aren't exactly the same height, but heady holding you. I am going to put some lace over that later, because what we're going to do with this envelope that we haven't made up yet is we're going to make it up once it's been sewn in the signature. So we're going to sew that into the part, the gap that we left along the seam line. Okay, so we're going to sew it when it's open like this, and then once it's sewn in we can close it up and we'll have ourselves another page to our little booklet and another pocket. You know, if I slice it down there, we can go in sideways. If I slice it at the top, we can go in that way, you know, but it needs decorating and all sorts of stuff. So sew this in first. So let's get my sewing kit out. Ooh.
He's awake.
Oh, he's awake. Let's have a look at the baby cat. The baby cat's coming. Yay. He's so lovely. He's adorable. Hello, little one. Come here then. Oh, it's good on the craft table, isn't it? Eh? Isn't it good on the craft table? Come here. Come here a little bit. There we go. Hey, let's have a look. Let's have a look at you. I don't know where to put him so you can see him best.
Turn him upside down.
Turn him upside down. Do you want to go upside down? Do you want to go upside down like that? I don't like it upside down. Don't put me upside down. Don't put me upside down. I don't like it.
Who's that there?
A big famous boy.
Who's that there watching you?
Yeah, so that's the cat, and he will figure into the news that I have regarding Kay Fisher, the cat, and me. Unlikely trio. Right, so let me get my thing out that I used to poke through.
Is that the best you can do for bridesmaids?
Well, the cat's lovely. It'd make a lovely bridesmaid. Bobby wants to know why he hasn't been on. Said it's absolutely not fair.
Well, you can be.
He's a grumpy old
Not
puppy.
turning him upside down.
He's grumpy. Right, so this is that. This is this. Let's get them lined up like that. Top and bottom. You can, if you want to be super cautious. Do I want to be? Yeah, why not? I'm just going to stick a bit of that micropore tape down here because it's going to get a bit of folding backwards and forwards as well. So, oh, can you hear me squeaking? Can't meow yet. I can't find the end of this. There it is. Yeah, so I'm just going to stick a piece of this down here just to strengthen up that bit that we're going to sew through. Once again, you don't need to do this. I'm just thinking odd bit of strengthening never came in any hurt. I've just got that bit on the wrong side there. Right, okay, so we are going to poke through that and through this. So get it lined up where you think it's right. Just about there, I think. Take your time, it's worth getting it right. Bobby! I think that's right. Let's try one in the middle and see. So I'm going in the middle. Let's see if that's actually, oh, that's so perfect. And then one, I don't know, an inch up, 3/4 of an inch up, let's say. And 1/3 of an inch down. There we go. So let's see.
Leanne says hi.
Oh, Leanne, I was just talking about you with my envelope punch board. And how grateful I am that you gifted it to me. Thank you very much. So just sew these in. You've seen me sew these in so many times. You can probably go make yourselves a coffee at this stage actually. And I'll just stick this in. Well, sew it in. Right, so I want the ends to end up inside the thing because it's all going to be folded in, you know, on itself. So let's come out from there, just hold on to that end with your thumb, then go into either end, doesn't matter, into there. Don't let your tail go, otherwise you'll have to start again. And then down to the other end.
Noella's off to bed.
I don't blame you, Noella. You have a good sleep. You must be tired after yesterday. There we go. And then up through the middle again. Where is the middle? There, right. Okay, I think I've just split my thread on that last stitch, but never mind, I think we'll be alright. Yeah, split the thread. Oh my goodness, Bobby, what are you doing? I just came up through where the other thread was and it split it, which now means I can't tighten it, so I'm just unsplitting them, separating them in fact. That's what I was doing. So you need to pull these until these
Diane
are...
says hi.
Who?
Diane.
Hello Diane. Thanks for joining.
The name rings a bell.
Diane Goodsby.
No.
No?
Diane Bell.
Oh, Diane Bell. Yeah, so they're quite tight. I'm happy with them. So just move one to the other side of that long stitch in the middle. Tie a knot. And cut them off. If you want to, you can just add a little dab of glue in there. I don't think it's necessary really. So now what we've got is, that is sewn onto there.
You see we've got 51 views.
Goodness, a record, 51. Thanks one and all for joining me today. So that they fold in, this is going to fold up and get glued, that's going to fold down and get glued, and then we've got ourselves a little envelope book. How cute is that? It's pretty cute. So let's just stick all this together, shall we? So I'm just going to put a little dab of glue on there, stick that there, and then just around the edge of here. Round the edge of here.
Yvonne says it's first time watching you thread. New to me.
Ah. Okay. I'm sorry. Had I known that, I would have taken a little bit more time. It's just the regular watchers are probably so cheesed off watching me do that.
There is a video in the archives. I'm doing a whole pamphlet stitch.
There is. Okay, so I'm quite happy with that. This needs to get stuck down as well. Thinking about it, I don't know why I didn't just to get on and do it. And around here as well. I can feel my hand sticking to this glue here. It's obviously very sticky stuff. And just fold that down, and there we have our 3-page book. Look at that, it's cute, isn't it? I mean, you could, you know, obviously make your spine wider, and you could add loads more pages, you know, envelope pages into it if you wanted to. That's, you know, that's your decision, it's up to you. If you get puffy envelopes like this, then just take a pin. Actually, mine are all right apart from this one. Just take a pin and stick it somewhere that's going to be covered. Just like that, and then the air can get out and it won't be puffy anymore. Right, so now we can get on to the jazzy bit of decorating the thing. I am going to put lace down there. Do I want to put it down there now? Yeah, why not? Why not do that? So I've laid this lace out, and I don't know which to use. I think I'll use this one. So I don't need very much at all. Just need enough to cover that that hinge.
Jen says easy peasy envelope journal version 2.
Yeah, absolutely, Jen. Well, I know that a lot of you really, really loved that Easy Peasy envelope journal. We did it last Christmas, didn't we? Because I remember decorating it all Santified.
We say 2.0 these days, Jen.
Yeah. So I've got the choice. I can put it on so the straight side is on the front. I'm going to designate this the front, not for any reason. That is exactly the same. It could equally be the front. Or I can have the nice sort of frilly bit down there. Yeah, probably do it that way. That's probably the way to do it. So what I'm going to do now is, shall I use my acrylic art glitter glue or Fabri-Tac? I think I'm going to use the art glitter glue. Give it a chance, see what happens. And I'm just going to put it on the hinge for the moment. I think this is a really kind of natty way of making a little, I mean, it would make a little insertion into a journal, but more than that, it would make a really, really good centre spread. So I'm just going to line this up with the holes that I can see through and hope that it's something like straight. I think that's all right. Just using my Timmy towel to dab through it to dab off the most of the surplus glue that's there. Like that. And then we're just going to put this over the back. You could have put this on before you put your thread, you know, strung it. What do you call it?
Puncture stitch?
Yeah, before you bound it. Bound, that's the word.
Binding?
Yeah, before you bound it or afterwards. I quite like the idea of hiding the stitches today. I don't know why.
Erin says, after 2 days, does art glitter glue live up to your standards?
Yeah, it's absolutely fabulous. I love it. We were talking about it. We went for a little jolly in the car last night, as we do. And we were talking, it's sad, isn't it? You go for a jolly in the car and what do you talk about? Glue. But we were talking about it and Mr. F was saying, well, you know, the price it is, really, you've got to be a bit careful when you use it. And I was sitting there, I was going, yeah, absolutely, yeah. You know, use the Collaging and the cheaper glues whenever you can. That's all I'm saying. It's just so good. It just, everything that I've asked it to glue, it's glued. Right, I'm just going to cut this off level with the top. You can leave yours a bit longer if you want. Whatever you fancy. Right, there we have it. Ooh, I've just cut through my envelope. Never mind. Right, that's rubbish. Okay, so the front I'm not going to decorate quite yet.
Mike says, I hear you, but no.
There was one of those, Mike, it really was. Yes. Anyway, the front I'm going to leave just now because I have sort of plans for it. But all of these I'm going to decorate. But with a sort of, you know, am I going to make them top loading pockets or side loading? I think side loading. So that's what I'm going to do. I don't know if you can cut off tiny little bits with a Timmy trimmer, but I'm going to try. Just need a tiny weeny bit off it. Yeah, that's quite a small bit. I'm quite impressed with that. A little bit off this. So they're all going to be side loading then, because I'm cutting a sliver off the sides of all of them. And I'm not saying we're going to get round to having time to make the cards to go in them today. We might not. And this one as well. Right, so I've cut my teeny bits of stuff off, paper, and now I've got 3 side loading pages. It's quite long, isn't it? It's quite clever, really. I wouldn't say those envelopes were the straightest in the world. But, you know, they're all right. It's a junk journal. So what I'm going to do is open it up like that, and I'm going to start decorating. And what I'm going to do today is collage, because I never do collage. I really don't. I watch everybody else in the whole world of junk journaling, and collage seems to be the thing that is hot at the moment. And I never do it, because I never do that sort of journal. So I'm going to get my stuff out. And I've got, I don't need that anymore. I've got the dregs of this, which I don't think I'll use because I've already got it. I don't need it. And I've taken out another sheet from the heirloom pack. Another 2 sheets actually. I didn't realise I'd taken that one out. I don't really like it. So I'll leave that one out. I have also got a doily. I've also got...
Why it was saying is that upside down, Fiona? I'm not sure what.
This?
Yeah.
I don't think it makes much difference. Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, you're right. This is the... Yeah.
That's
Good spot, Violet. Blimey. Well done, girl. I've got a brown paper bag, which I have hundreds of, so I'm really pleased to see them go. I've got some... brown paper wrapping stuff that comes with Amazon packages. And hang on, because I've just dropped this, which is a map of Newcastle. Violet, specially for you.
Upon time.
Yeah, Newcastle upon Tyne. There is another one. And the other thing that I've got to use, a bit of an avalanche going on there, or as Julie would say, a craft-a-lunge, is music paper. So that's all my, and I've got this dictionary which I glue onto. Let's put these inks away. There's just getting to be ridiculous amounts of stuff.
Janya says she likes the way you go into projects now you're going to decorate it. She builds things and then has no idea what to do.
I know, but I'm doing this live, Jenny. I've got to have some idea. That's the problem. But that's all I've got is an idea. I don't really know how this is going to work because I haven't done it before. Let's just move things out the way. So, yeah, I need a sheet of music paper, at least one sheet.
Jean Romano says hi from Florida.
Hello, Jean Romano. You're a second visitor that I know of from Florida. The lovely Janya comes from Florida too.
Junk journaler from Florida. Enjoys your videos. Great teacher.
Thank you. What was the lady's name again?
Jean Romano.
Jean Romano. Thank you very much indeed. It is a pleasure to have your company. I'm going to take 2 sheets of this out because music paper was one of those things that was on my list. In fact, I'm going to check back on my list just to make sure that envelope, yeah, yellow. Well, we haven't got to that bit yet. Music paper I've just taken out. Fussy cuts. Oh, okay, right. I haven't used half the things I was supposed to, but I will do in the fullness of. Delicious. Right, so this will be me attempting to collage. Okay, so I think the thing is that you tear bits up. So I don't really want any straight edges on mine, so I'm just going to tear this down here. And I quite like it. I don't want that bit either because that's a bit square.
You have to be careful with the old music books, of course, on occasion.
Oh my goodness, we've had some books that have had some terrible, I mean terrible words in them. Words that you wouldn't even repeat. I mean, we had a Scottish one, didn't we? Yeah. Scottish, what was it? Songs for Scottish schools or something like that. Oh my goodness. They had what they called plantation songs in them. I can't believe it. Right, so I'm going to put that there. I do quite want it right ways up. Yeah, this song here, this songbook here, the Scottish Student Songbook. If ever you see this, burn it. It's horrendous. It's really shocking, and quite upsetting, really, that within my lifetime, people were referred to in such a manner. However, that's that. Right, so, yeah, I can't dilly-dally all day over these sort of things because otherwise I'll be here come Christmas. So I'm going to be quite rough on this map, which goes against the grain somewhat. I'll take it off that cover. I don't want to get rid of that cover because I can see that might come in useful at some stage in my life. And I'm just going to take a like this much. See where we get to.
Mike says you crafters are causing a book shortage. First it was Edith and now it's Mr. Green.
Mr. Green is very hard to get hold of these days, I'll tell you. For those of you who are new to the channel, and I mean a huge welcome, you're so welcome. In September, we are doing September Daily, I guess it is, where every single day I will come up by hook or by crook with something to put in an altered book that we have. And my altered book is this. It's Technical Drawing by Green. This isn't the first daily that we've done. We did a daily back in January and I used the exact same book. And this Green, and it was referred to as Mr. Green. The whole book became known as Mr. Green. But I've decided to use the same book again because I like the layout. You know, it's landscape and it's just a nice size, really. So, oh, didn't know that was in there. So that's what I'll be using. Mine needs to be altered at this stage, and I want it to have 30 sides left, one for every day of September. And then every day I'll come on and I'll think of some, I'll try my hardest to come up with something unusual or interesting, and we'll go through that. Some of them will be lives, some of them will be videos, but, you know, we'll carry on and see where we get to. That's a bit long, isn't it? Let's just get rid of that. I don't really want to ink this. I don't like the look of things when they're inked. They can look a little bit dark for my personal taste. Just want a little bit. It feels very strange doing collage, but I always like the look of it when other people do it, so right, I think that's fine. I'm not doing it on the front page, you silly mare. I'm doing it on this page. I bet Violet was screaming at the monitor. Yeah, that's fine. That's going to be absolutely fine. Right, let's get that glued down. Let's find my glue stick. Where are you? Here you are. So the first one I want to stick down is the music paper because it's the one at the back. And I'm using glue stick because I'm absolutely not using my art glitter for this. I'm just not. Can you hear the cat squeaking? So I'm just going to pop that on there. And this one was the next bit, I think. You can almost meow. Almost.
Kerry says she can remember when you didn't like stamping.
Oh, I know. So can I. I don't know what's happened actually. I really love my stamping now. I'm just trying to rub some excess glue off here. That's it. That says Wallington and Middleton. Don't mean much to me, I'm afraid. So this is the last piece of the, you know what, collage. Going down. Which way did I have it? Like that. Yeah, okay. Right, I'm quite happy with that. That's all right. It's quite nice. But now we have another component of our prompts, which is the fuzzy cuts. I hope these are going to be the right size because I've spent all morning cutting them. And yellow was our colour, so I've fussy cut some yellow flowers. So that's that. I think that looks quite nice there. I think maybe we need a label, which I spent the other half of my morning cutting. Thank you. These are Tracy Fox labels. I can't remember what they're called now. Random labels, something like that. So I'll just have a peep through here and see if I can district. That's quite nice because it says district there. So maybe I could get away with that there. Maybe I need something behind it. It's all new to me, guys, so bear with. I don't know what I've got that I could put behind it, actually. Piece of ribbon, perhaps. Yeah, maybe. Let's get the old ribbon drawer out. Let's see what there is. No, it's alright. It'll be alright. Mr. F's asking if I want to trim that bit out, but, you know, it'll be fine.
Well, I could do it.
That's nice, isn't it? That's got yellow on it. A little piece of that might look quite nice. Yeah. What other have I got? I've got this one. I'm meant to be looking for ribbon, but I've got sidetracked now with fabric. That's really nice in blue and yellow. Yeah, I'm going with that. I like that.
Sharon says, will you do a prep of Mr. Green for September at some point? Because there's a lot of new people and they don't know what the book is or how to prep.
Yeah, and that's a really good idea. Who said that?
That was Sharon.
Yeah, good idea, Sharon.
I mean, Carey and Kyung and things have been doing a good job of, Jan, you've been doing a good job of telling people what it is. But
right.
If you could show them.
Yeah, I will, because it's not fair to expect people to know how to do that. The other thing I would say is don't rush out and buy yourselves a copy of Mr. Green. For one thing, his price is quite high at the moment. And the other thing is you don't really need a Mr. Green at all. Whatever you do yours in will be your Mr. Green. It's just the sort of universal name for him. I like the landscape size. So, but you can maybe, you know, have a file folder or something like that and put all your pages in that and decorate the front and back covers. Anything at all will become your Mr. Green. But I will go through and show how I prepare Mr. Green for his big day. Right, which is the side that I've torn off on here? This side by the looks. Right, so let's have a look and see. I don't want it very thick. Oh, that's... I don't know what's going on here. Is that all the same thickness? Yeah, I think we're all right. I'll go with that. If I need to, if I need another bit of something on, I'll cut another bit. Right, so let's just take off some of the threads down the side, make it nice and fluffy, and a little bit more distressed looking, like that. That's fine. So I'm going to put a little bit of that and then that, and that's going to be my collage done. I reckon that's okay. I'm just pulling the loose little bits of thread off because well, they get on your wick anyway, but it looks better once it's got a fluffy. Yeah, I think that's quite nice actually. So let's stick these down. Now I'm not inking them. That is my preference. I know a lot of people and a lot of the girls that I watch that do collage, they ink everything. I'm not doing that. It just darkens it down and it's not my taste. I think the thing with collage, when I've done it before, is just to kind of go for it. You know, put something down, have the courage of your conviction that, yeah, that's fine, and move on to the next piece. I think you can get bogged down, really totally bogged down with minutiae. It's a good word, isn't it? And we don't need that. You know, who needs that in our lives? So let's stick that down. Like that. So that's my fussy cut element. There, stuck down very nicely with hot glitter glue. Then I'm going to stick this on there over the stems of the daffodil. And I'm actually going to stick that on with double-sided. And I know this seems like a bit of a fuss for a tiny little scrap of paper, fabric, and indeed it is, but I can't bear it when you can see the fabric coming out. Oh, I haven't put the pin in my glue. Oh dear. A lot of things going on today, isn't there? Feels like there's a lot occurring all at one time. Oh, Mr. F, I've glued my thing up. Sorry. I didn't put the lid back on strong enough, timely enough. Right, so that's got double-sided on now and it won't show through, so that's excellent. Pop that across there, across the stems of the daffodil and into this bit so it just ties everything in. This I am going to ink around because it's got white edges to it and I don't like it. So it's just a tiny bit of ink, not really for appearance, more for that edge bit. Thank you, my dear.
You're welcome, my sweet.
And I'm going to put that there just at the bottom of that fabric so you can see the fabric. I must say these labels from Tracy Fox are fantastic. If you're looking for them on Etsy, she's Love Junk Journals, there's a shop. But I reckon Tracy is the label queen. Right, so that's that there. Right, Mr. F, if I could ask a favour of you with regards to this yellow, could you please cut me out 2 sets of those dye that I gave you? Thank you. See the preparation that goes into this? I tell you, staggering. Right. So let's move forward then. Let's move on to this one. I don't think I'll do them all. I don't think you need me to do them all, do you? Let's have a piece of this. That may not be big enough. Oh dear, that was funny. Neither of these pieces might be big enough. I'm just trying to tear the end off here, but I don't seem to be having much success. That's it, that's the bit I've got, so that's the bit I'm going to use. Thanks, my love. So let's put that there then. Let's get a bit of this brown Amazon packaging. Ring the changes. This is all crinkly, but I have belief that when I stick it on the page, it's going to flatten down. I hope so anyway. Okay. So I could put that there. That would be all right there. So I need something for in here. What about, I don't want to put music page because I've got that there. So I could put map. I have doily. Oh blimey, what am I going to put there? Piece of map? Piece of map? What happened? Oh, here it is. That's the strings off my fabric. It's alright, let's just carry on tearing down here. Tear across there. And down here. Right, that's a good sized piece, isn't it? So yeah, that could go there, no problem. That would be quite nice. Quite like that. I like the fact you can still see the envelope through it. That's okay. Right, has this blue page dried? Yes, it has. Okay, so let's get this piece on first. Thank you. I think it was like that. Yeah, that's flattened down great. You wouldn't have known there was a wrinkle in it. Then this piece. Oh, make sure I've glued all of that. Just going to have to get my Timmy towel over that because it's sticky. My glue book's obviously a bit sticky. Get rid of that page. Treat myself to a nice new one.
Genuinely say book page.
Yeah, book page. Genius. Where's that Jane Austen one gone? Yeah, book page, girls. Genius. Right, so that's going to go there like that. There we have it. I don't think it needs any more than that. I mean, I think that's just grand. I'm going to put a little bit of a doily on it. Thank you. I'll just leave that because that's sticky. Yeah, book page. Brilliant suggestion. Thank you.
Judy says she loves to watch Miss T and listen to her. Mr. F is quite entertaining in these videos too. Quite. Damning with faint praise, as they say.
Yeah, damned with faint praise. So I've got this bit of a doily here, and now it's quite white, and I know for some of you that would be an absolute no-no. It's all right for me. I'm all right with it, I think. Let's try some of these fussy cuts that I've got and see. I've got a blue one here because I thought we might get fed up of just all yellow. So I've got a blue one here, which actually looks quite nice. Quite like that. I've got plenty yellow ones though. I've got this big iris. Oh, it's so nice, isn't it? I've got others. Got that one. No, I'm going to put a blue one here so, you know, the pages matching, pages facing, look different to each other. So I've got that one that I could put up there. What does that look like? Does that look all right? Or I've got this one.
Jen wants to know what I cut out, but she'll have to wait.
You have to wait, Jen. It's a surprise. Or I've got that one. I think I'll go with this one. I quite like it. And it's just the right height for the envelopes, which I can tell you is more good luck than good guidance. I'm going to try my glue stick on this, but sometimes it just leaves more glue than... Yeah, it's just sort of leaving loads of glue on it. I might have wrecked it, actually. Let's have a look and see. Yeah, that's left so much glue. However, let's stick it on her. Get my Timmy towel out. See if I can sort the problem. Yeah, the glue, it's like a stencil and the glue comes through the holes. Really, I shouldn't have stuck that on there, but I did. I did stick it on, so now I've got to solve the problem. So Keong, I saw your message before we started that Matthew had gone to get you donuts. Are they nice? Is it a lovely Sunday morning? Relaxing? I hope so. I've got glue absolutely blinking everywhere. It's a disaster, I tell you, a disaster. That'll be alright. Be alright on the night. Right, so this blue one is the flower du jour. There we go, and that's going to go like that. Or like that.
Mike says patient is not Jen's strength. LOL.
No, it ain't mine either.
And Jen said, "A."
It's all right, Jen. We'd already worked it out.
But you will notice the speed that she said "A."
Yes.
because she's got no patience.
Exactly. What am I doing here? I'm actually putting art glitter glue onto this fussy cup. I don't know why. I've no idea why, because glue would have done just the same. Don't tell Mr. F. I would be in the poorhouse. I could have easily used glue stick for this. I don't know why I picked the art glitter glue up. Because I wasn't concentrating, that's why. Stick the purple knob in. And let's go. Hey, oh, let's go. That's an advert that's on the telly over here at the moment.
Jen says, twinsies, me and Miss P.
Absolutely, Jen. Although I think it's not good that we share Mike and Mr. F. That way it could lead to disaster. Right, so that's on, stuck down. I'm just going to leave that to its own devices, because it's probably still got quite a bit of that glue stick on it, to be honest. But there we go. We've got 2 pages. Oh, hey, what a catch. 2 pages that I have collaged to the best of my ability. Oh, I'm going to stick a label on. I haven't sat all morning cutting these out not to stick them on. What shall we have? What shall we have? Balance. A bit big. Notes and endorsements. I quite like that. I'm going to stick it up there. Notes and endorsements. Let's just ink around it first, if I can find my dobber. So you get the gist anyway, don't you, that, you know, you could decorate each page, which is indeed what I will do. But you could, you know, you could use, instead of using this sort of brown, I chose it because it looked a bit naturey, I suppose. But, you know, you could use shabby chic and make it really pretty with loads of ribbon and lace and gorgeousness. I just went down this route. So, right, I'm going to stick that up there. Like that. Is that straight-ish? There we are. Okay. I mean, they look quite nice, actually. What do you think? Do you think they look okay? I think they're all right. They'll pass, just about. So, right, that leads us on to, you have to imagine that we've done all of these, blah, blah, blah. They're all looking lovely. And all we've got left to do now is the front cover. We've got the lace on. So, what I'm going to do is, and I haven't thought this through, to be honest, I think I'm just going to use the music paper, because that was the one that was in my prompts. Envelope yellow, music paper, fussy cut, brads and nature. What was I going to do with the brads again? Oh yeah, I remember. So what I'm going to do is just stick down a piece of the music paper that I've got out. Let's just have a bit of a clear out. Oh, I didn't get around to using the book page, but I will get round to that. I might post on the group when it's finished. I'm just clearing out some stuff. It's too much stuff. Yeah, so I'm going to tear a piece, should I say, of this. So let's tear it along there. Okay, let's tear down here. You could use your tear ruler. I could use my decollage ruler. I'm not, obviously. And down here. And where are we? About there. Oh, that's gone a bit umpty-dumpty, but I think that'll be all right. I think that's fine. I don't want anything else really on there apart from that at the moment. So I think the thing to do is to ink round this. It is the front page after all. So yeah, let's have a bit of ink. So is everybody all right? Still with me? Still enjoying it? I'm sorry it's a bit kind of repetitious today actually. In my head when I was going through it, it wasn't repetitious at all. But, you know, that's my head. So it's taking the ink well because the pages are torn. So it's kind of the core of the paper. And it's doing it really nicely. Sure, I could tear into there. Get that. Let's just stick some ink on here. I've torn that, now I'm just going to ink it. And I'm going to ink it on the other side as well. And I just want that to curl a little bit. Just curl up. Just like that. So it looks aged. Like me. Torn and tattered and thoroughly inked. Yeah, I quite like that. I'm just going to put a little dab of glue there just to hold them, and then maybe a little bit more ink.
A bit like your old trousers the bin men wouldn't take away.
Oh, don't. I've been thinking about them ever since I told everybody about that. How much I miss them. They were so comfortable. I mean, you had zero elastic or anything left in them. Fortunately, Mikey missed that story yesterday. It's not worth retelling. But if you're curious, I'm sure Madame will regale you. Right, there we go. So I quite like that tone bit there. Does it need another tone bit? Why ever not? I'm going to do it there. Get my ink. Just ink round that tear, because it would look older because it's torn. You have to ink the back as well because you roll over. And put the pin back in my blooming ink thing, for heaven's sake. Right, so now I'm just going to roll these just down a little bit like that, just so it looks beaten up a bit.
You said it was hilarious about your trousers. And Erin's just giggled a bit thinking about it.
I know, it's just... The saddest thing was it was true. You know, it's not one of these sort of made up stories. It was true. I couldn't believe it when I saw they'd rejected them. I mean, how bad do things have to be when they're rejected by the rubbish man? Right, so that's added a bit of interest there. And I'll just put a little bit more ink on it because I want it to look... Oh, come on. I want it to look really aged. Should get my walnut stain out. Let's get the walnut stain out, shall we, guys? Let's go for it. Where is the walnut stain? These inks, I'm sure they come out to play at night or something, because they're never where I left them. Had I known it was going to be this problematic, I wouldn't have bothered. Very, very last one in the corner. Huh. I probably don't... Oh, no, I've got the wrong one in my hand. It's probably not going to make... It's tea dye I've got hold of after all that. Oh, well, forget it. Forget it.
Erin said they must have been too toxic for landfill. She knows you well.
That's just not funny, is it? I mean, it is because I'm laughing. So yeah, I'm just going around the very edge of them just to make them even darker than they are. And this one here as well.
I mean, to be honest, there's more structural integrity in a pair of Victoria's Secret thongs than them.
How do you know that? How do you know that?
Mike told me.
Oh, okay. So that's the conversations you have with Mike, is it? The structural integrity of Victoria's Secret thongs. Watch out, Jen.
We have an interest, a shared passion for structural engineering, that's all.
Right, so this is going to be my front piece, I think, after all that. Yeah, I think that looks quite interesting and quite nice. I'm quite pleased with that, actually. So, any glue on there? No, so I'm going to glue that on with the glue stick. I think that'll be adequate. And then we're going to do something else, obviously. Right, so I've got that a good covering. Let's pop this onto here. Down a touch. Yeah, that's lovely. That's grand. Okay, now I want decoration on it. And I could, if I wanted to, stick a fussy cut on it, because after all, fussy cut was one of the things in my prompts. But I am going to use this set of dies by our dear Timmy. Yeah, Tim Holtz, yeah. And it's called Small Tattered Florals. They also do a large tattered florals, which is one of their big dies, you know, the thick ones. They're a bit big for normal wear, let's put it that way. So these ones are quite nice and small and very usable. So I have I just pop that to one side. The yellow that I made earlier, I asked Mr. F if he would die cut them out from these dies. And this is the set I've gone for, this middle set in green, except I've done it in yellow. Because yellow is the colour of the day. And these are the Sizzix tools that you get. You get the mat, and you get these shaping tools, and you get a very fancy set of tweezers, I must say. And this shaping kit is new, and I bought it with the Buy Me a Coffee money. So for everyone that has bought me a coffee, thank you very, very much. It's enabled me to buy this flower shaping set, which I have wanted for ages and ages, because anybody that follows me knows that I put flowers on everything. You know, some people, it's butterflies. With me, it's flowers. I absolutely cannot help myself. And I buy a lot, an awful lot. Well, let's see if I can get this off. Oh, I don't know what that was. I mean, this is just one box of absolutely tons that I've got. You know, and they're expensive. I don't know what they're doing sitting in that box, to be honest. They should be used. But they are expensive, so I persuaded myself that it was worthwhile me actually making flowers for myself. So let's see how we get on with this. Let's sort them out into sizes.
Jen says, how about buy me a coffee and then get to name the kitty? Big dollars in that, Mr. FLOL.
I think that's the same size as that one, and then that one.
You'd probably end up with something silly like Catty McCackface or something, wouldn't you?
Yeah, Catty McCatface. So I'm just sorting these out into the sets. There's 5 of these, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. 5, 6. So there we are. That's the set that makes up one flower if you want it to. But you could make 6 flowers with it if you wanted to. Or you could make 3 flowers with it. It's up to you how much you want to build into it. Look at these really fancy tweezers, would you? Look at that. They're metal. They've got this groovy black trim on it. Timmy signed it for me there. And, you know, they're like squeezers. So, yeah, lovely. I like them a lot. But the more interesting things for us with flower shaping is the foam board that you get, which, yeah, in fairness, you could make yourself. It's fairly firm, but it does have some give. So if you've got something like that, you don't need the board. And then you get these two sets of, oh man, what you call them? Ball tools, whatever they are. Styluses sort of thing. One's got a really little nib, and the other end is the next size up. And then the other one is the next size up again, and then the granddaddy one. So that's what you get. So how do we make them? Well, let's take the largest one, and I've made these double-sided for a reason. Let's just put them there because I want to actually just put some water over them. I'm following Timmy's instructions here, so I'm just spritzing them with water. These ones I'm just going to pop off to the side for the moment, because I'll make some different sized ones with that. Chat's going very fast.
Jenya says she's putting her foot down. I'm getting a die cut machine, damn it.
Yeah, die cut machines. So because I've spritzed on this side, I'm going to make that the back. So I'm going to turn it over so this is the front, and I'm going with my littlest of tools. I know that is not a word. Smallest. And I'm just going to prod around the edge like that of each of these sort of petals. Okay. Now I only got this yesterday, so I'm not kind of terribly proficient yet. So it might turn out looking like a flower, or then again it might not. Yeah, you just have to squash that end bit in so you get a bit of texture in it. Then you take the next size up, which is on the other end, and you just sort of stroke it from the end into the middle, like that, which curls them inwards. Exciting stuff, isn't it? I'll have you know, when Timmy was demonstrating this, he had 2,000 live people, live audience watching him. So when you've got it like that, you take your third size, and you just roll it round the bottom. Oh, I've got a wonky leaf petal there. And it just sort of closes up. Actually, I'm going to use my second one. Just roll it round there, and it closes up into a little sort of cup like that. So there we have it. It's a little, that's the big one, and it's that sort of, oh, what I meant to do was ink them. I'll ink them after. Doesn't matter, actually, doesn't matter. Right, so that's the wrong side, so I'm going to turn it that way, do the same thing again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that. Just keep going round all your ends of your petals. I bet there's some people watching this who are thinking, what on earth is this clown woman up to now?
Show of hands.
Use the next size up. Pull them in like that. I just think if I do use these, and I really hope I do, then in the long term it will save me money, and I know that's what we all say, but I do think it will. So I'm just going round the centre, and it just balls up into that little cup that if you were a fairy you could drink out of. These are getting very small now, and I'm having trouble getting them to sit up on the end, but they will. Is that too big? Let's try this little one, see if that works. Yeah, that works. So it's all repetition, really. I think I'm going to have to use the smallest one. So you get a little cup like that. I'll do one more for this large flower that I'm doing. Let's turn that over. I've got to be quite proddy with this. Otherwise, I'm using watercolour paper, I should say. It's quite thin watercolour paper, but that's what it is. I find I get the best results with the ink if I use watercolour paper, and it seems to be the best sort of weight for these this trip down Flower Lane.
Jen says she doesn't know about saving money, she just likes new toys. And Mike says, yes, if Jen saves any more money, we'll be in the poorhouse.
Yeah, I know where you're going with that. I hear it regularly. I need my brads. If you remember on the prompts, brads was one of the things. So this is where I'm going to use my brads. You could glue them together, which would be fine. I'm leaving these two titchy ones to one side. You can make flowers with the two titchy ones, so I might come back to that. Just put these away. Let's select a brad for the centre. I've got a green one. I've got a white one. White might look good now. White won't look good. It's quite small, so I need quite a titchy one. How about that little green one? That'll do. Right. I'm going to get my other board out because I don't want to put pokey marks in my best Sizzix board. I'm wondering if this is a good time to ink. Or you could put, come on, what is it that you could put? You know, the glitter glues, what are they called? These things, what are they called? Dovecraft glitter glue. They've got a name, you know, like a trade name, but I can't remember what it is. But you could put that on the edges as well if you wanted to. I'm going for the bare naked look today. Right, where's my pokey tool? Has anybody seen it recently? This one will do. So just down in through the middle.
Stickles.
That's the fellas, Stickles.
That was from Lovely.
Oh, thanks, lovely. I haven't seen you for a while, lovely. I hope you're all right.
Liquid pearls.
Liquid pearls, yes.
Judy says she's got a good buying system. Every time husband buys something off Amazon, she buys something of the equal value.
I know, but Mr. F doesn't buy anything for himself. He's the one with the problem. He's always buying stuff, not me. Right, so they've sort of come out a little bit, but that's all right because they've still got some bendiness to them because they were spritzed. So the dampness is sort of... this is such a tiny little brad. I don't even know if I can make it work, but I'll try. So I'm going in through the top smallest one. I can't even see the blooming hole. This is just ridiculous. I'm going to make a bigger hole there. Put my two legs of my brad. Oh, come on. Shall I just use a bigger brad? Two legs of the brad through the hole. It ain't happening. I'm using a bigger brad. We'll be here from now till the 12th of never. There's nothing in there. They're all too massive. Right, what have we got in here? I've got that one. It's bigger than the smallest thing. Oh dear. I've got that one. Get it out. That one. Yeah, I mean it's almost as big as the smallest one, but you know that's just gonna be the way it is. So let's just poke that up there a bit so I can get my legs through, not my own physical legs, you understand? Right, so that's gone through now.
You need a bigger pokey tool for that.
And and you can see it's really too big, this brad, but you can glue them very successfully. You really can. I have done it and it does work, but I've got to use a brad according to the prompt. Oh, come on. I need to push it further up the pokey tool, that's the thing. Because these are, I'm just destroying all the shaping that I put in these, but never mind. And this one needs a bigger hole. So I was excited to show you this, but they're going to turn out to be not as good as they could have been, because of the big stupid brad in the middle. So just offset those with each other like that. Push your brad all the way through and then stretch the legs out. There we go. So there we have our flower. Now it doesn't look great because the brad is too big, but I have done other ones. That one where I made it go the other way round, and this one where I just used a couple and it's really nice and dinky, and that one where I just used the smallest one, stuck a leaf on the back and a little gem inside, and it looked gorgeous. I think.
Lift them up a little, they're quite small.
Yeah, they're dinky. I'll put them on the black Sizzix thing and then you can see them. But the blue ones, the big one anyway, I did remember to ink around.
Judy says Miss P was stroking and now she's stretching the legs out.
Judy's naughty, you know. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah, she is naughty. So that's that. The other ones I'm gonna make up into sort of twos, so they're not so big. Like just one of those. And I'm gonna glue them. I'm not gonna put brads through them. I'm gonna glue them. Oh, what was that?
Erin says no more brads after today. That's number 3, she thinks.
Oh, is it? Thank goodness. Yeah, Hot Fix crystals. That's what's going to go into the centre of these ones. Not Hot Fix. I'm doing glue. I'm gluing them on. Dear me. I'm trying to do the fast version here, which may or may not work. We'll see. What's it matter, eh? Between friends. Right, then stroke 'em.
Jen says bling, she's watching.
Yeah, bling. Bling's coming up, Jen. Bling. Right, so you could do it that way and then just put that in there and it all comes up, and I like that. I like that way better. Not way better. I like that way better.
Amy says unless you want to use Brad Paisley or Bradley Cooper.
Oh no, Brad Paisley. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm sure I could find a use for Brad Paisley. So stroke that inwards. I don't know who's messaging me, but I'm busy. Stroke that inwards, 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 then round and round and round, and it all comes up into a little cup, and then you turn it over and you stick the big thing in the middle like that, and there you have it. That's really nice. It's much less clarting around than that one. So let's stick this together. So it's not difficult to do. Just put a blob of glue in the middle, and then you put that down and you kind of offset the petals, if you can see what I mean, like that, and that's that. Just make sure it's stuck by doing that. And then I'm going to put a little gem in the middle of those, but I'm just going to carry on doing these other ones so I've got something for my front cover. This all worked out really well when I was sort of going through it in my head. I hope you're enjoying it, guys. I'm sorry if it's become a bit of a long distance race, a bit of a marathon.
Or Snickers as they're called these days.
Or Snickers, yes, Snickers. Let's just pull these in, just for the sake of time. Does that one fit inside that one? Does it? I don't know. Squash that down, shall we? stick that on. These are nice, they look like primroses. But you know, because you can colour your own paper that you're going to die cut, you can have any colour that you like. And you could have a mass day of just making flowers. I'm really liking that idea, to be honest, of just sitting making flowers all day. I think that would be excellent.
Junior says she's enjoying it, and Erin says there's still 43 of them hanging about.
Oh, I'm really grateful to you guys, and I appreciate that it hasn't been a mega exciting one today. But it can't always be. I can't always come up with something mega exciting. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. Right, so I'm going to glue that into there. Ooh. I could be using my squeezers at this point. So I'm just going to stick that down in there. And then we've got these two, which I'm just going to do singly. Just for around the edge. I'm going always up here. Never mind. I've been going always up all my life. So yeah, that's that one. It's just on its own. And do the same with this one. Just roll it round the middle, put it over, and oh, got a petal, and just that's it. Right, okay, right, great. Let's get the lid on there if I can. I think I might have left it too long. I need it back in a sec. Thank you, thank you. Now, in order to be prepared, I have over here all the leaves that go with them. What do you think of that? Quite impressive for me. So we've got the leaves from that same die set. This one, 661806 it is. 661806. Tattered florals. Small tattered florals, I'll have you know. Right, so now we want to stick some gems into there, because poor Jen hasn't seen a gem for so long. So the tiny little ones, I just need tiny little gems, quite obviously. I might use this size for the two smallest ones. Thank you, my love. I'm going to use this. I'm going to risk it for a biscuit. I can't see how it's going to need much glue, because they're only tiny. So I'll put a bit of glue in that one as well. Come here. Right, so let's stick the lid on here before I get into it.
Jen says you should have him bling withdrawals.
Oh, I know, Jen, I'm sorry. I haven't done anything, Jemmy, for ages. Jemmy. Right, where's my sticky? Here it is. Let's pop these in the smallest ones. Not sure what happened there. It's got too much glue on it and it got devoured by it. Oh, that's a pretty one. I just want one more for that one there. Maybe the next size up would be easier. I'm not caring what colour these are, because if I do, we'll really genuinely be here for hours. Right, so then I need some glue in these ones. That one with a big brad in looks rubbish. I wish I hadn't put the brad in, but I've got to because that's my prompt. So I'm going to go bigger with this one and put that in, whatever colour it happens to be. It's a sort of bluey colour. And then the big one. Should I put a really big one in? Let's do it. What colour's that? Nice rosy quartz sort of colour. Right, so there we are. I just knocked a bit off the end of me pick-up stick. Oops. Right, there we are. Right, we're organised. Where's the lid? Great. Put them away. So what I need to do is stick these leaves onto the back of my flowers, but I think it might be better if I had a look at where they're going first and see what's occurring. So I just want them down here really. That's the big one, but I don't really like it. I don't think I'm going to use it. Oh, I've got to because of the blooming Brad situation. Okay, I'll use it. I'll tuck it up under there like that. And then maybe some leaves. Coming out this way too, maybe, do you think? I don't know. I don't know. Put them like that and put that there. Put that down, up there maybe. Then I've got these two titchy ones. Put one down there and one there. Don't know where that leaf's just come from, but I don't suppose it matters. So yeah, shall I stick them like that? What does that look like? I'll lift it up because you actually can't see, can you really? It's this one that's really, I really don't like it.
Can you stick a big gem on top of it?
Well, I could try.
Just a thought.
Yeah.
To match the others more closely.
It needs to be like further down. I think I might just have pulled it to the right place. Let's get some of these leaves down anyway. Yikes, I can't remember where they're going, but we'll make it up as we go along. Let's just make it up as we go along. This is the green version of that inky background paper that I made. I quite like it actually. I quite like the green. It's like one side's better than the other. That's a bit too dark for my taste. I know I didn't have 2 leaves down here, but I'm going to put 2 leaves down here. Them like that. Stuck. And this one. Pop that there. And I don't know whether to put some little ones. I'll see when I get the flowers on if I need any little ones around the place. That looks nice there, that's where that's going.
Just pull the inner flowers round it a bit.
Oh, thanks.
It a bit.
Oh yeah, that looks much better. Much better, thank you. So if I put that there and put that there, yeah, okay, let's stick that down.
Judy says it amazes her how you can add flowers to something and make it look so pretty.
This is my life. I love flowers. I just can't see an occasion where flowers are not the answer.
And Ross says if you've got any flower soft, you could put that on top of the Brad.
Ah, right, I haven't. No, that's another thing that I keep looking at and thinking, oh, flower soft, I could use that.
I think you have.
I don't think so.
Don't tell me.
So I'm going to pop that one there. Are you liking the bling, Jen? There's not masses of it, but more than we've had of late. Yeah, no, not that. Oh, do you mean this, Ros? Yeah, I bet she means that.
Yeah.
Because that would be perfect, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant the like fabric stuff that you make flowers out of.
Sort of a foam.
Yeah.
You get sort of a foamy type stuff.
Yeah, you
kind.
do, yeah. These need to be twirled round because they're all lying on top of each other. So yeah, I could pop that there. Maybe another leaf coming off here. Not that one because I don't like it.
And Jan says you could use pro markers on them.
Ah, Jan.
Or Poscas as well would work, I suppose.
Yeah, pro markers. I don't think it's necessarily the colour, although that isn't helping. It's just it's big and ugly. Big and ugly. So I'm just going to pop that there, coming away from the main how do you do, and that up there. I'm aware I'm using too much glue. Don't tell Mr. Rev. Oh, he's sitting right here. There we are. When that dries, I'll fluff it up a bit. And then this last little one. Let's just check where I want it. Yeah, just in there, I think. I just need the tiniest drop of glue.
Erin says she loves how you're so detailed at everything. She would have just cheated and used the yellow envelope.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely.
Nothing at all.
No, that would have made it a
What?
10-minute live.
Why didn't I think of that? I just thought that you might be interested. Right, so there we are. I've still got some leaves left for another day. I've still got some green left actually to cut some leaves out of.
Sheila's just popped on to say hi.
Hiya Sheila, how you doing? It's nice to see you. I know you're a busy lady. Nice to see you. Not that I'm suggesting the rest of you aren't busy. So, I could do more with that. I definitely could. I could put a nice, if I had one that said journal, which I have somewhere but I couldn't lay my hands on it at the moment, I could put that there. What else could I put on there to make it look a bit more interesting?
Today's date.
A butterfly. A butterfly, a blooming butterfly. That's what. Let's see.
And Leslie is wondering who will be the lucky recipient of this roller prompt rack.
Well, do you know what? I just we've got all the names of everybody who is on the thing,
The rack list.
the rack list, and I literally draw one out at random. But once they've been, they don't go back in the hat. So if you've already received a rack from me, you won't be getting this one, for example. You're probably breathing a huge sigh of relief. Thank goodness we didn't want it anyway. I'm looking for my butterflies. I think they're here, but they're covered in other butterflies. I've got these rather ginormous blue ones, which are groovy. I've got these. If I'd had time, I would have done these. These are another dye. They're a big dye, which I think they're retiring actually. I use this a lot. It's just fabulous, and you can colour it in whatever colour you want. And it comes with its big brother as well. Let's have a look what we've got actually already cut. That's quite nice. It's quite nice. It's quite nice. That's a Timmy one. Here's a yellow Timmy one. See what that looks like.
Kerry said she'd forgot it was nature.
Yeah, well done, Kerry. So had I. So had I. That's brilliant. Thank you. There's that yellow one. Let's just briefly have a canter through my drawers. That's way too big. That's way too big. Shame, because I like that one. What's going on? What's going on in my drawers today? I think that's possibly the yellowest. Now we're into pinks and, yeah, pinks and blues. So, yeah, I think that's our choice. We have that, we have that, or we have that, which I actually like the best. So you know what? That's what it's going to be. Because I'm the boss of this one. Yeah, I'm the boss. I'm the boss of nothing. Okay, did anybody see my dauber anywhere? Anybody? Violet, you've got good eyesight. Did you see where I put it?
Mike says anybody would be excited to receive this easy peasy altered envelope from Miss P.
Oh, Mike, you are such a lovely guy.
And here comes the rain.
Have you seen my ink even? Did I put them all away? This is ridiculous.
This one?
Ah, yeah, that one. That's the fella. It's there. I don't care that my desk's not even that bad today. I was going around the outside of him to get rid of that white paper core. Not to distress him, because it's not really madly about distress. Oh, there goes my scissors. So yeah, I'm going to stick that on there, and I quite like that. If it wasn't that I was going for yellow exclusively, I would have changed up the flower colours. You know, I'd more like a flower garden, but I'm stuck with yellow, as you know. God, I've gone on and on today, haven't I? Sorry, guys. Timmy Town.
Start on a Sunday, finish on a Monday.
That's what it's going to be like. Right, so there we are. That's that. And yes, I know I haven't finished making the collages for all of the inside pages. Neither have I made the journaling tags that's going to go inside it. But they will be done, don't worry. So that's what we managed to make today. Is that it? Is that actually it? Yeah. Quite a useful little thing, though, to stick into a journal if you made your envelopes proper journal size. Right, let's set that to the side. I will come back to that shortly and finish it off, otherwise it'll just never get finished off. And let's get, yes, here it comes, the big red Book of Chance.
Book of Doom.
Book of Doom, yeah. Where's my today's prompt gone? I should have used that for a blooming collage. I don't know, I've lost it. Shall I get a new page out? It's lost. I like that idea with the flower soft, Rose. I'm going to give that a go. I'll just get a new piece of paper. That's what I'll do. It's absolutely raining from the heavens here. That's straight rain. As opposed to what? Okay, get my pencil, get my pen rather, should I say. See who's seeing. Erin, still no bookmarks in it. This is, oh, thank you, Bernice. And Roz, thank you. And Violet. Oh, thanks very, very much. Indeed. Right, so this is this week's. Now, some people were saying I had threes of things that I hadn't marked off. So there's nothing there. Nothing there. 1, 2, 1, 2.
No, it was Brad's. We have put a line through Brad's.
Right, okay. So this is for Monday, can you believe it? The 9th of August. Prompt. Let me get my die to the ready. Here he is. Okay, so the first one is the type of thing I'm going to make. It can't be envelopes because we've had that today. 1. Tag. Yay, tag. I can make a tag to go on my book. No, I wouldn't do that. That'd be cheating. Colour. Can't be green and it can't be yellow. Blue. Yeah, that's all right. The kind of paper. It can't be music paper because we had that today. Everything else is fair game. 4. Cardstock. I'm liking the way this is shaping up. The focal point, it can't be photo and it can't be fussy cut. Oh, that's what it was. Die cut. Okay. Die cut. The decoration, it can't be brads or lace or what did we have today? Brads, yeah, I've put a line through that already. 2 buttons. I haven't had buttons yet. I was just thinking about that the other day. Well, yesterday actually when I sewed those buttons on. And the style. It can't be nature because we had that today. 6, a character again. I quite like that. Character. So there we have it, guys. That is tomorrow's roller prompt. If you want to get a jump on me and want to use the same prompts that I've rolled, that's great. If you've got your own roller prompt table set up, it's great. I absolutely love seeing what people have done with this in the group. If you're not in the group, pop over and join. It's free, it's fun. We're all nice people. We're really lucky. I mean, we've just got lovely people in our group. And that's, I think Mr. F's streaming it across the top of the screen at the moment. So pop over, join the group. We'd be very, very welcome. I know you'll be welcome. And if you want to do the roller prompt and want to use my prompts, that's great. But when you've done them, can you please post a picture? Because we all love to see them. Kyung's been really good, and Carey. I'm trying to think who else. If I've missed you, I'm really sorry. I've loved seeing absolutely everybody's. I really have.
Mike says he knows a few characters.
I know, it's very open, that, isn't it? Character. It could, you know, could be a photo of Mr. F. That could be. He's a character.
Oui.
All right, guys. Thanks for sticking with me today. It's been a long one. I hope you've enjoyed it. This is what we've come out with. So you've learnt that this makes a great way for the middle of your journals. I think, you know, I think it's an excellent thing to have in the middle of your journals, just something different, isn't it? And that's what we've got. We've learned how to make flowers. Well, you kind of learned. And that's it. That's all I have for you today, guys. Thank you very, very much. I'll see you next Saturday in person, but I'll see you through the week with some videos and stuff. And I look forward to next weekend. Take care, everybody, and behave yourselves.
Bye. See you soon. Take care. Bye.